Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Dragon Warrior 4 for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Let's start off with this episode here at the vault. I'm just going to show off the max amount of money you can keep there. You can keep 999,000 gold. If you try to put any more than that in there, Telum's wife basically says that, hey, you can't store anymore. So, here at the casino, if you want, you can go there, press the start button, and then press select and B, and when you're playing a game, and it brings up the stats of the game, like how many times you won, the way you won. So, one thing about that, there's the just showed the Mirror of Ra, using that in battle to transform those imposters back into their regular self. So, here's a spell I never got to use, the Thordane spell. I never used it because it's kind of pointless. Might as well just use the lightning spell. But Thordane, in order to use it, you have to have 3 other people in your party who have magic points. And it costs 15 magic points for everybody in the party. So you're basically going to need Cosmo, and Christo, Nara, Mara, and Bray, a combination of those 4. So if you have someone who doesn't have any magic points in your party, then they basically, it says that, you know, hey, don't have enough MP for it. So got everybody up to level 99 here. Here's all their stats. I'll show off their equipment that I got, because there's some of them have unupdated equipment. Like got some metal babble helms for people. So show that off there. Then I'll show off their different their hit points and their defense and offensive power. So a lot of people maxed out a bunch of stats. Alina maxed out a whole bunch. The surprising thing is Tulun ends up actually having the most hit points. That's because his vitality, he gets a lot of vitality early on, and then your vitality determines how much hit points you get at level up. So having that high vitality really early on allows him to build up hit points really, really high. So unless he has even more hit points than Ragnar, you figure like he would have the most hit points. So yeah, he maxed out his vitality really, really early. So like I said, that's why he ends up with so many hit points. So, getting back to the gambling. One of the interesting things about that is if you have like save states, you can save the game and then do double or nothing. Because if you win, then they do a double or nothing where you they flip over a card. You have to pick out of 5 cards one that's higher than that. You know, they'll face down so you can't see. Well, the best way to get the most amount of points, because once you hit over 100,000 coins, they kick you off and you got to restart. So what you want to do is like you want to bet 6 coins. That allows you to double it the most amount of times. Because you get up to when you start at 6 and keep doubling, you get up to like 96,000 or so. So when you almost double the 100,000 that you get, they kick you out at. So. Now, I know in the last episode I said I was going to fight Necrosaro without the AI, but I was like, well, that's not really a challenge. It's basically just, I have Cosmo, Ragnar, Alina, and Bray. Bray casting By-Kill. Cosmo's using the Sword of Decimation to lower Necrosaro's defense, and then Ragnar and Alina are just pounding away at him at double strength. So I figured, you know what? Where Cosmo was prophesied to be the hero to destroy the ruler of evil. He did that when he defeated Estork. But let's see if he can take on Necrosaro in a one-on-one fight. So, here we go. We're gonna do that. The main way to win this fight basically is just the Sword of Decimation to lower Necrosaro's defense, and then pound away with him with the your sword. It's not too tricky until you get to the last phase of Necrosaro. Necrosaro at that phase has regeneration of 100, so you have to do, you know, over 100 damage per turn. And keep in mind that every so many turns you're going to have to heal yourself with a Heal All spell. And of course, that's just free extra 100 points for Necrosaro. So actually, it becomes kind of a challenge to drain him of his 1,023 hit points that he has at that phase. You could kind of try to be lucky and cast lightning on him. Lightning does about 200 damage to him. So it'll take you about 10 rounds to deal. 10 rounds or 11. 10 or 11 rounds to defeat him using lightning. Assuming though you don't have to heal at all, and lightning sometimes doesn't work. So, yeah, I just went with, you know, just a slow but steady Sword of Decimation, lowers defense twice. That way I'm doing about, you know, 150 to 170 damage per hit, and then just slowly whittle him away like that. So, now if you've been watching him, once he loses his arms, he doesn't attack physically as much, because, I mean, he lost his arms. He starts casting spells. So in order to avoid those spells, I end up casting a defense spell. So now the spells, see, they don't reach Cosmo. So that's basically helped me out. Now, nothing I can do about his breath. If I had, like, Nara in my party, she can cast the barrier spell, and that would reduce the breath damage. But, don't have her in my party, so, like I said, we're going solo here. So, but that's pretty much the strategy here for Necrosaro. I'm doing the speed and double speed here, so that's why the music's fast and things are looking really fast. As I said, there's not really much strategy until you get to the very end. Like I said, the main thing is you want to make sure you have that Sword of Decimation on you to lower his defense, because otherwise when you get to that last phase, you're not going to be able to deal enough damage to overcome his regeneration. So, I mean, you might be able to overcome it, but then by the time that, like, you have to heal, then, you know, you're not going to be taking over like 20 hit points, and after, you know, 4 turns or 5 turns you have to heal, and he'll just get he'll be healing himself too, getting all that stuff back. So, yeah. Sword of Decimation is your friend. So, yeah, Cursed Sword. They were told it had to be kind of sealed up. It was in Hayville, where we got the ship, but it turned out to be the winning strategy against Necrosaro here. So, one thing that I didn't get to kind of show off, just because it would just take too long, but apparently your characters do different things when they're confused. So I'm going to read off what they do. So apparently Cosmo can do 3 things. He can, he'll trip and he'll fall, and it says, Cosmo trips and falls, fortunately there's no injury. Another time it says, Cosmo says, I'm a slime, hee hee hee. And then he holds his weapon overhead, but nothing happens. Nara, the fortune teller, she yells, Yeek, stop, please stop. And she goes, where am I? Who am I? She could take off her armor, and then the enemy is charmed by her. Or she goes into a prediction to predict who's going to win. Her sister Mara, the dancer, she grasps at the enemy, but bounces off. She joins the battle and says, can I, and moves to the front of the party. She asks if she can have some coins, and she goes, huh, is this a casino? Yeah, she was going to gamble all the money away in Chapter 5. She blows a kiss, and that makes the enemy happy. Talon, I'm going backwards from, I'm going in recruiting order, backwards from the way we met them in the real game, but the recruiting order in Chapter 5. Talon starts counting money. He counts 1, 2, the total is, he gives you your total amount of gold, that seems right. He throws a gold piece and deals 1 damage to an enemy, or he'll just jump back in the wagon, unlike Mara who jumped out of the wagon. Bray says, what can I do? And then he begins to chant explode, but he can't remember the rest of the spell. He digs a trap, an enemy falls into the trap and can't get out, so it loses a turn, and then Bray casts Upper on the enemy. These are all done when they're confused. Alina will grab and throw an enemy, and it does low damage to the enemy. She'll start crying, I want to go home, sob, sob, and then she yells key, and starts testing her strength by breaking nearby stones. Christo picks up one up and throws it. It hits the enemy, does 1 point of damage. He asks, can you tell me the way to Aliahan? Aliahan is where you start the game in Dragon Quest 3. So, go back to Dragon Quest 3. Enemy doesn't respawn. Krista begins to give a lecture. Be good to travelers, and then Krista will cast Heal All on an enemy. Ragnar brandishes a weapon. He loses control and falls. He takes 1 point of damage. He attacks, but his body doesn't fall and he can't do anything. He cheers on a random ally by saying hip hip hooray, an ally's name, and the other one is just Ragnar stays dazed. So those are different dialogues that pop up when your characters are confused. Shows off a little bit of their personalities, I guess. So right now we've just been watching Cosmo show off his determination. So sometimes Necrosaro is really nice there, like that last turn, and he just uses 2 of those freezing waves. So that's basically a free turn for you because he's not going to deal any damage to you. And you don't have to worry about that because it's not hurting you at all because you have no buffs on you. You only have debuffs on him. So now if you do want to go the route that I said earlier about the lightning, you want to press your luck. You just gotta, like I said, press your luck. It reminds me of people fighting Baramus in a solo hero attempt in Dragon Quest 3, where they basically have to use the zap spell, the lightning spell on Baramus to overcome his. It's just basically like you just hope you roll high, he rolls low on his damage, and you know it's like just a guess basically, rolling the dice. But with Necrosaro here, when he turns into this phase, the first thing he does is he casts the bounce spell, so that spells can't hit him. So if you want to try that lightning strategy, you're going to have to first use the Zenithian sword to remove that buff from Necrosaro, and like remove that bounce spell from him, so then you can actually start hitting him. Otherwise, you cast the lightning and it'll bounce back and hurt you, and it does like about 200 damage, like I said. So yeah, don't want to get hit by that. So that's it for Necrosaro, and that's it for this playthrough. See you in the next one. Thanks for following along, and appreciate everything and all the support you've given me, and looking forward to a new year with y'all. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.